Starting as a new player in Grand Theft Auto Online is always a tricky challenge. Not only do you have to deal with other players constantly trying to blow you up if you're playing in public lobbies, but you also have so many different properties, businesses, cars, and vehicles that you can purchase that it's very tricky to figure out which are the most important things to spend your money on, what you should be saving until you start making the big bucks. So, in today's video, I will be going over everything that you need to know as a brand new player to be making millions. As always, if you like content like this, I post daily videos on whether it's new cars, content for weekly updates, or obviously money guides. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned on the best information for this game. In the latest update for Grand Theft Auto Online, Rockstar released the Cluck and Bell Heist. And this is the best way for a new player to make money, period. It earns you $750,000 the first time you complete it as a leader. Then, every subsequent time you do the heist, it's going to earn you $500,000. This heist consists of 5 setups, and then you obviously have the main heist. The setups themselves are pretty easy. Most of them you're just stealing cars, or you're going to steal weapons that you're going to use for the actual heist, which is nice, because if you're a low level, you don't have to use your own personal weapons. You actually have upgraded weapons that the game gives you. Completing this on your first attempt as a brand new player, probably going to take you a while, maybe an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. And the first time you do it, you're obviously going to learn the best ways to complete it. Then after doing it one time, after the cooldown's over, which is I think like 2.5 hours, you can start it up again. And then you'll obviously know, okay, this is what I did wrong the first time. You can get it down to about 40 to 45 minutes once you get pretty good at completing it. After completing your first Cluck and Bell farm raid and getting $750,000, you're going to want to head over to Sandy Shores and go to the Golden R, standing for Ron. This is going to bring you to the Los Santos Drug Wars missions. And this is where you have the ability to get your hands on an absolutely amazing business for absolutely free, being the Acid Lab. So essentially you need to do all the missions for Dax, and these are going to take you probably about 2 to 3 hours from start to finish to do the first 6 missions, especially as a new player. They can be a little bit tricky. But the great thing is they actually pay decently well. Not only are you going to earn about $250,000 from doing the first missions, but you're also going to get an additional bonus of like $200K once you complete them all, which means you're actually earning about $500,000 to $600,000 for completing the first dose missions. And you get your hands on a business which earns you even more money. The Acid Lab is great for a couple reasons. First of all, it acts as an armored vehicle. As a new player, you're obviously not going to own an agency and have the ability to upgrade Amani Tech cars. So the best thing that you can actually own as a weaponized pub session vehicle is probably the Acid Lab. It can survive upwards of 50 homing missiles, which is absolutely insane. It's basically indestructible for the most part. And because of that, it's actually pretty solid to drive around with. It's definitely something I would suggest to do when you get your hands on it. The Acid Lab is going to come unupgraded, but thankfully, you've already done your first Cluck and Bell farm raid, so you can already purchase the Acid Lab upgrade, which, if I'm not mistaken, costs about $750,000. You also earned some money while doing these missions, so you're still probably going to be having around $500,000 to $600,000 sitting in your bank account. So within the first 5 hours of playing Grand Theft Auto Online, you will not only have earned around $1.2-ish million, but you will also have a business which earns you passive income while you play the game. The Acid Lab is great. Not only does it make around $70,000 every hour you're running it, but it has no possibility of being raided. You can call Mutt on the phone to resupply the business wherever you are, whenever you want. And once every 24 hours, you can double the production of the business for 48 minutes, giving you $120-ish thousand an hour. So let's take a quick step back. We started off by doing the Cluck and Bell farm raid, earning $750,000. We then spent about 2 to 3 hours doing the first dose missions for the Acid Lab. Now, after we've done these missions, it's obviously been enough time that the cooldown for doing the Cluck and Bell farm raid should be done again. So go back over to the farm raid, do it once again, earn an additional $500,000. After completing this, very simple. Make your way back over to Dax and start doing the last dose missions. These are basically going to take you the same amount of time as the first dose did. So you're going to have to do another bunch of missions. You're going to make another $500,000 to $600,000. And once again, after completing all of these missions, you are going to unlock a special vehicle. This one being the Ocelot Virtue. And the Ocelot Virtue I've talked about many times on the channel. It is one of my favorite supercars in the game. First of all, it features Amani Tech capabilities, which allows the car to survive upwards of 10 sticky bombs, 12 homing missiles. You can put a missile lock on jammer, which means nobody can even home missiles on you. And the car is fast. It's got the fastest acceleration in the game for any vehicle, which is kind of insane. It will strip any other car, and even though it's not the fastest, it still features a very good lap time. It can be a bit tricky to drive, but what's great is because it's an electric vehicle, you don't really need to upgrade the engine or anything like that to get out its max speed and performance. Obviously, once again, after completing the last dose missions, it will have been another 3 hours, so you can head back over to the Cluckenbell Farm Raid and do it for a third time. At this point, you will have earned around $1.75 million just from doing the Cluckenbell Farm Raid. And you will have had your acid lab running in the background while you've done these missions, which means you probably have an additional $200,000 to $300,000 from your acid lab. When you pair that with the fact that you also did the last dose missions, which earned you an additional $500,000 to $600,000, if you add all of this together, you've probably earned close to about $2.5 to $3 million within your first 10 hours of playing the game. Subtracting the $750,000 you most likely spent on the acid lab upgrade from the $3 million you should have earned in total, you'll be sitting at a grand total of $2.2 million of cash in your account. Don't worry though, we're about to spend that money. You have two different businesses that you can basically choose from. You have the agency and you have the Kosatka. Now the Kosatka is going to earn you more money, and personally, I think in certain ways the Kosatka is better. For example, the Kosatka itself has the Cayo Perico Heist. The first time completing this, you're going to get a first time bonus of an additional $100,000, plus it pays out really good money, around $1.1 million each time you do the heist. It's a very quick heist to do, it's very fun, and even though there are a lot of people that claim it's boring, that's only if you absolutely spam it. For now, you're obviously just getting a property to earn some money to build up your criminal empire, so earning the most amount of money possible is always a viable solution. The other thing that's great about the Kosatka is that you can purchase a Sea Sparrow in the back, which you can fly around. It has missiles. It's one of the most useful tools for a beginner in the game. So I would definitely say the Kosatka is S tier when it comes to a new player purchase. It sits at $2.2 million. We also have the agency. The agency is $2 million for the cheapest location. This property has a lot more ways of making money. You have the Dr. Dre VIP mission, where you can earn $1 million in around an hour and 20 minutes of work once you get that nailed down. You also have payphone hits, which will pay you $45,000 every 10 minutes if you do them consistently. You have security contracts, which are going to not only increase your passive income inside of the property permanently, every 5 security contracts you complete is going to earn you an additional $500 every 48 minutes to a max of $20,000, but you also get paid for the security contracts. So there are many different ways of making money with the agency. Plus it comes with a free helicopter that you can call out whenever you want and a 21 car garage. So both of these businesses are amazing, and they each have their own fantastic ways of making money. Really depends on what you want to do. But I can tell you for a fact that within your first 10 hours of playing GTA, if you do everything I just told you, you will guaranteed have probably around $1.5 million an hour if you pair your acid lab with either the Kosatka or the agency, plus the money you've already earned with the Cluckenbell Farm Raid. And the really nice thing about it is that once you have done, let's say, the Cayo Perico Heist and you're waiting for that 2.5 hour cooldown, or you've done the Dr. Dre VIP mission and you're waiting for that cooldown, you can head over to the Cluckenbell Farm Raid, do it once again, and then head all the way back over to the other businesses you have and start it once again. So it's just a great way of making money. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you agreed or disagreed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.